Hi, my name is Rick Russo. I joined the United States Air Force in 2004 when I was 24 years old. In hindsight, I kind of wish I went back and joined at 17 because I'd be completely retired and probably well on my way to the next chapters of my life by now. Um, I had some professional experience beforehand, some odd jobs, working for supermarket companies. I kind of got lucky and I had a pretty decent job, but then found out that I was getting laid off. And sitting there, I'm like, how am I going to make my Audi payments? Overskilled, undereducated, bad place to be, 20 years ago. So I'll never forget it. I was driving down the street. I didn't know where I was going to get my next paycheck from. And I remember seeing a vehicle that was wrapped with the Air Force logos and things like that. And it said free college. And I said, well, let me try to bark up that tree. My family, there's some history of military service in my family. Both my grandparents were, or my grandfathers on either side were military as well. So I went and I did my research and decided to join. It's been great. I've learned so much about interacting with people, technical proficiency, how to deal with different situations, resiliency, which I think is huge. Being a resilient person, being able to go headfirst into the fray and, say, hey, here comes an opportunity for me to learn something about myself instead of like, oh, I know today isn't going to be fun or this is going to be difficult today. Don't think like that. I taught myself how to say, let's go see what I'm made of. I think the military is really good at bringing that out in people. And then when you translate that, which I'm starting to do now, when I try to translate those attributes into the civilian world, there's some challenges with it. There's certainly some challenges with it. But I think all in all, once I learn how to operate on the civilian side, it'll benefit me and benefit others as well. So it's been a wild ride. It's been great. I got to travel the world, meet different types of people, all sorts of experiences. I wouldn't trade any of it for the world. So glad I did it. All right. So I heard about the Skill Bridge program probably about a year or two prior to when I decided to retire. I was so busy with work, as the military tends to, keep you busy, keep you gainfully employed. It kind of was backburnered, and I pretty much waited till the last minute to kind of do all the researching and figure things out. In hindsight, I kind of wish I'd started a little bit earlier. Up to 2.5, 3 years out, start looking at the different programs that are there. But once I heard about SkillBridge, I thought it was such a great program. I mean, I don't know who thought of it. I wish I was the guy that thought of it. It really, really is a great program. And I think it brings a lot of, it takes an uncertain situation, which all of us will go through as we transition out of the military into civilian life. And it gives you a little bit of fallback, something to fall back on almost, a little bit of a safety net. We learn to be accustomed, or it's customary for us to feel like we have the safety net when we're employed in the military. All these things are on autopilot, and as you're transitioning out, you tend to think, well, I'm going into the unknown, and this is really the unknown because I've been institutionalized for 20 years, or I've grown accustomed to the military lifestyle for 4 or 5 years, or whatever you serve. And I think going into that, there's a little bit of anxiety, but all in all, we are prepared for it. SkillBridge is really, it's a genius idea, and I wish they came out with it a lot sooner. I bet you there's a lot of veterans out there that would have benefited from it. So it's a fantastic idea for everybody involved, not just the service member transitioning out, but for these companies that want to see, they want to test the waters. They can take you for a test drive essentially before they hire you. And I think that's important too. I found out about Seven Eagle Group through a friend that I was working with. And as soon as I got onto the website and started clicking through the videos, I saw the video of Jordy Kern. And to be honest with you, I've always considered myself a decent judge of character, and I could see right away how genuine he is, and how personable he is. The passion comes through in droves. He loves what he does. He loves sharing it with other people, and to me, impact of what I do has always been important to me. So I like to do things that have a global impact or a large impact. That's why I joined the service in the first place. Being on a team like this at Seven Eagle gives you exactly that. You get to do the right thing for the right reasons. You get to help your fellow veterans. At the same time, you give yourself some direction, give yourself the personal satisfaction of being able to help other people. It really is just a win-win situation. It's a great model and outstanding way for me to allocate my efforts and my time. I have lots of hobbies, lots of interests. Drive my wife nuts because I have all sorts of half-finished projects and toys hanging around, and I've invested money in this and money in that, and not always followed through with it. However, I got a couple core kind of hobbies. I like music. I like anything creative, really. During COVID, I taught myself how to computer code. So I just jumped onto YouTube and said, hey, this is the information age. Let's go out there and see what I can learn. And taught myself how to code. I coded a couple programs for use in the military for the units and things like that. A couple of them got picked up by the big Air Force, and there's some interest there. So that's kind of cool. So I like solving problems and creating things. That's really the long and short of how I like to spend my time. I like puzzles. I like to figure things out. Other than that, spending time with my family, being a good provider for my family. I tried to get into woodworking a little bit and not really good at it. I probably wasted more money on materials than things that I've produced with that, but I'm getting better. You just got to keep trying. So I'd say that anybody that's transitioning out of the military, regardless of what you want to do or where you want to go, or if you don't know where you want to go, hooking up with Seven Eagles is a great idea. We have some professionals here that have years and years of experience. They know the markets really well. They know the jobs that are out there, and they can certainly get you linked up with something that's going to get you to where you want to be. On the other side of it, if you're a company that's looking to hire veterans or spouses, or even direct hires, then it's definitely a good network to get into. We have cutting edge technology that helps us find attributes about each applicant and link them up with a job that is in line and mutually advantageous and beneficial for both sides. So whether you're seeking employment or seeking hires, Seven Eagle is definitely a great way to go.